Hello, I'm Dr. Debbie with quick tip number 4 for men. I learned it from Dwayne, the business manager at the family medicine office where I worked as a receptionist long before I became a psychologist. Dwayne came in one Monday morning as giddy as a teenager in love. We all wanted to know what happened, and he was more than delighted to tell us, because then he had the pleasure to relive his experience in its telling. The week before, Dwayne had called Dana, one of our staff nurses, on the phone, and he asked her out on a date. She said yes. Now, they'd been married for 19 years at that point and had 2 teenage daughters. But that wasn't the most romantic part. Dwayne left the house for a few hours on Saturday afternoon, bought Dana flowers, and showed up at their front door just in time to pick her up for their date. Instead of going through the garage into the kitchen as he usually did, he decided to ring the bell and wait for her to come to the door. He reported that his heart started racing with excitement as he waited for her. He'd clearly awakened something inside himself that had dozed off over the years. "I felt like a teenager on my first date," he said. "She was breathtakingly beautiful, and we had the most amazing evening together. I still feel the excitement of waiting in anticipation, just like I did when we first met." All these years later, I haven't forgotten the story of Dwayne's date with Dana. I could still see the joy on that man's face as he told us about his first date with his wife. Many couples try to have a date night once a month. Some manage it once a week, but most are jointly planned, which usually means the wife does the planning and finds a babysitter. They spend time together, but it's not as romantic as it could be. So take a page from Dwayne's playbook instead. Quick tip number 4, go on a real date. In case you don't remember, here's how it goes. Step number 1, plan. You know her schedule and you know what she likes. Plan to take her someplace you haven't been in a while. Someplace that requires both of you to get dressed up. Step 2, call her on the phone. Don't text. Actually call her. It's old-fashioned, I know, but you still remember how it's done, right? Ask her to go out with you, as well as when and where you'd like to take her. Because you've taken time to do your homework in advance, you should get a yes. Step number 3, if you have young children, make sure you have a babysitter scheduled before you ask her. You don't want anything to get in the way of her yes. Step 4, when it's time to pick her up, ring the doorbell and wait on the front porch. Give her flowers or a corsage. Step 5, open doors for her. Pull out her chair, look into her eyes, admire her, and listen to her talk about any subject she chooses. Note, don't worry about keeping up with all she says. If she suddenly asks you for a response but you haven't been following closely enough to give her an answer, just smile and say, "I'm sorry, I got so lost in your beauty and the pleasure of just being here with you that I didn't actually hear what you said. Would you mind saying it again?" Give it a try, then let me know how it goes. Remember, I'm here to help, and I'll see you in the next video with quick tip number 5.